it's Melanie, and today I am filming my very first YouTube video, and for that we are going to be building a book cart. I'm not sure if you guys can see it, but I got this for Christmas yesterday from my mom, and I have been wanting one for a super long time. I'm going to be building this cart, and then this is going to be my TBR cart. I'm sure you guys have seen tons of other booktubers, book talkers making TBR carts, so all the books that I have yet to read but I physically own are going to go on this cart. So for a majority of the video, I'm going to be putting books on here and kind of giving short synopses possibly, or maybe just saying the titles of all the books that I own but have yet to read, because my bookshelf, not sure if you guys can see back there, but it's getting kind of like having to stack things, and that's because I keep buying books and not reading them. But yeah, so anyways, that is what I'm gonna be doing today, so let's just get started. Okay, you guys, I use a really big camera, so I'm hoping that like holding it like this selfie mode is not super weird or like too close up or something. But anyways, I finished the cart. I also will have to get better at my camera skills, right? It's my first video. But anyways, so there's the cart, and I want to show you guys. Here's all the box, but these are all my books. Basically everything from here over, including this stack, has all been has yet to be read. So I am going to be going through my physical TBR and kind of going through it, telling you guys what's on it, and putting it onto my new book cart. So let's go ahead and get started with that. Alright, you guys, so I'm here with my book cart that I built. Very proud of it. I'm not gonna lie, you guys, it took me probably like an hour to build it. So as you can see, I have quite a few books here that are on my physical TBR. So I'm just gonna go through each of them with you guys. First books I'm gonna go through are, start over here. This is kind of like series slash connected series. I had to buy this book for a class last semester at college, and we were supposed to read it in an English class that I had, which I was like so excited about because I was like, I've heard about this on TikTok, and then we never read it, and I was like, dang. But anyways, so I'm sure you guys have all heard of Six of Crows, but anyways, I have a bookmark in it apparently. I never started reading this though, so I'm not sure why that's there, but because I've had it since last semester when I was supposed to read it. But I heard that you're supposed to read Shadow and Bone first. I bought this one. I picked this up at a bookstore so I could go ahead and read this before I read this. And I wanted to read them in fall because I just felt like these would be a really good like fall read, and I've heard so many good things about them. And then fall came and went. I read lots of books. I did not read these, and I just haven't really been in the mood to pick them up. So I think I'm going to put these kind of lower on the book cart because I think I'm going to do like my monthly TBR on the top, books that I just don't really like firstly getting to in a while on the very bottom, and kind of just like random ones that I want to get to sometime soon-ish in the middle. I'm not really in a fantasy mood right now, so yeah. The next book, Ariadne, I think that's how you say it. This is by Jennifer Saint. To be honest, I don't really know much about this book at all. It says sister, lover, traitor, hero. Seems like it's Greek mythology retelling, perhaps? Something like that. But I didn't really know anything about this. I just saw it at a bookstore. It sounded good. It looked good. I'm gonna be honest, the cover kind of got me. Looks nice. I don't foresee myself reading this soon, but I definitely want to get to it. I feel like maybe a summer read. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm gonna put this on middle for now. Like I said, probably gonna move these around. We shall see. So the next ones, okay, these I want to read very soon. I'm really sad the covers don't match, but that's okay. You guys have all seen the Inheritance Games, I'm sure you heard of them. I don't have the first book because I actually got it from my library. My mom knew I had been wanting them, so she went ahead and got me the second and third one for my birthday. I'm so excited to read them. Okay, I don't know if you guys have this problem, but I feel like I forget books so quickly after I read them. So I literally just read the first one, like, about 2 months ago, and I feel like I need to reread it before I come back to these. Anyways, so these are going to be definitely, like, really soon I want to pick up. So this I think I'm going to put on the top. The next book is kind of a random one. It's called The Places That Scare You. I was recommended this book by a therapist, like, 6 years ago. I don't know. When I was in middle school, I had, like, really severe anxiety. So anyways, I'm 20 now, but my therapist had recommended this to me, and so my mom bought it for me when I was like 12. And I am 20 now, and I've never read it. So I'm interested to read this. Not something I'm gonna pick up like super quickly though. So I think I'm gonna put this on the bottom for now. The next one is Redeeming Love by Francine Rivers. I have heard so many good things about this book. So obviously you guys don't know because it's my first video, but I'm Christian, so this is a Christian author, and I've just heard really amazing things about this story. I think it is based off a story from the Bible, but I'm honestly not like 100% sure of what it's about, so I'll have to read it to give my opinions. But it says, so basically a woman who has been very much wronged by men in the past and then finds a man that is good to her. So that sounds interesting. Some of my favorite YouTubers have recommended it. So it's a really thick romance book. Like usually romance books are usually like not super big, but like that is a thick book, very thick. So I am excited to read this. Not something I think I'm gonna pick up like tomorrow, so I'm gonna put it on the second rack for now, but I do want to get to it because it's been hyped up a lot. Okay, you guys, my camera battery is running kind of low, so I'm gonna try and get through these sort of quick. This book, I think everybody has heard of it if you're on Book Talk or BookTube. Silent Patient. Basically a woman shoots her husband in the face, I believe, and just like doesn't talk after that. And so I think it is from the perspective of a psychiatrist, and he's basically trying to get the main character to work with him, I think. Have not read it, you know, TBR. So I do really, really want to read this book soon. I think I shouldn't do this, but I'm gonna put it on the second rack. I really should read it. I've had it for so long. It's like one of the first books that was on my physical TBR. The next one is Pat Conroy, Beach Music. So I had an English teacher in high school who read Pat Conroy books. Her favorite book was The Prince of Tides, I think, by Pat Conroy. And I read The Lords of Discipline by Pat Conroy, which I really enjoyed in general, like the storytelling, super good. And The Prince of Tides, y'all, that book kind of scarred me. If you've read it, you know what I'm talking about. So anyways, this is another book by him. This would be my third book to read by him, and y'all, it's so big. I started this, and I think I got even like, oh, I still have a bookmark in it. I got to page 140, and I stopped. So I technically DNF'd this like a year ago, but I do want to get back to it eventually. Now is not the time. It's gonna go on the bottom. Alright, you guys, the next one I have is a book I picked up from a little free library. So I found this book, which is Nicholas Sparks, A Walk to Remember. Honestly, I think I was just like desperate for a new book, and like I wanted to buy one, but I was trying to save money. So I'm not even really interested in reading this, so I might go just put it back in the little free library. But I've heard everybody's heard of Nicholas Sparks, right? We'll see. I will try, possibly, but it's definitely going to be going in the bottom for now because I'm just not really fiending for this. So the next ones, okay, these are some exciting, basically like most of the books I have left are thriller mysteries. This is His and Hers by Alice Feeney. I don't know if you guys watch Sarah Caroli's YouTube videos. I think that's how you say her last name. One of my favorite booktubers. I really like her videos, and she like talks about Alice Feeney like constantly. She always talks about Rock, Paper, Scissors by Alice Feeney, and my used bookstore did not have Rock, Paper, Scissors, but they did have this book, and they have these two Alice Feeney books, so I'm gonna put these together. But I have His and Hers and Sometimes I Lie. This one I believe is like two detectives. Okay, one is a newsreader and one is a detective. And I believe it's dual point of view. I don't know a ton about it, but I think it's like a murder mystery, kind of? I don't really know exactly. But I think it's like they're suspicious of each other, maybe, and you see each other's perspective. But I don't know. I've never read an Alice Feeney book. I have super high expectations because of the way Sarah hypes it up. So, we'll see. And the other one is Sometimes I Lie. This one, the little, like, quick blurb at the top says, "There are 3 things you should know about me. 1, I'm in a coma. 2, my husband doesn't love me anymore. And 3, sometimes I lie." So basically the main character wakes up, I don't know, I think she's still in a coma, but she's aware of what's going on around her, and she can't move, speak, etc., but she hears what's going on, and she's trying to figure out like what happened to her. And it kind of like is making it to seem like possibly her husband somehow did something to put her in that place. I have been loving mysteries. Like, it has been my favorite genre for basically the past like 3-4 months. So I'm really excited to get to these. So they are going on top for that reason. Okay, so the next book's continuing with the mysterious / thriller mystery books. We have Agatha Christie, and then There Were None. I have read the first little like chapter. Really was intrigued by it, but this is a book that I'm buddy reading with my friend. We picked up 2 books at the same time, and we both read the first chapters of each book. This one we actually liked more, but with the other book we were kind of like, if we don't read this now, we're never going to read it, and it's going to be a waste of our money, so we were doing that one first. I ended up really liking that book so far. Continuing on the theme, we've got Finlay Donovan Is Killing It, which I've heard is more of a cozy mystery, so I don't think that this is going to be so like scary and mysterious. It's supposed to be funny. I don't know what it is, and I'm not going to give a synopsis of every book because this video is probably already way too long. She's talking about a book that she's going to write, and it's a mystery book with a murder, and someone overhears and thinks that she actually killed someone. Okay, well, I don't know exactly where that's going to go, but anyways, we have Finlay Donovan Is Killing It. I got this for Christmas from my mom. So excited to read that. It's going to be very soon that I read that. Next one I have, not a mystery. We have a Colleen Hoover book, Regretting You. I've read 2 books by her, which was Verity, which, y'all, anybody who's read Verity knows why I made that face. That book scarred me. I was like, what the heck? I read it over a year ago, and seriously could not stop thinking about it for like weeks after. I still think about it probably at least once a week. I only rated it 3 stars at the time because I didn't like it. It made me so uncomfortable. But now I think I recently changed my rating to like 4 stars because I was like, okay, if it has me thinking about it that much, like, it was good. It did what it meant to do, but I don't know if I liked it. But anyways, I read that. I read Layla as well, which was kind of a similar vibe. It was also a little creepy, but not really scary, and I definitely think I like enjoyed the story more, but it wasn't as like long-term impactful or interesting, but it's less dark, I think. Although both are dark. But anyways, so this is a Regretting You book. I've never read a Colleen Hoover typical book, like a romance by her. My friend read this. She said it was really good, and I saw it at a used bookstore, and it was pretty cheap. So I was like, you know what, I'll get it. I'll give it a shot. I'm kind of like steering clear of the main, like, It Ends With Us and Ugly Love, just because I hear such like mixed things and people saying like, oh, these books are toxic. Like, I'm just like, I don't know what's going on with that, so I'm gonna read a couple other books first. I really have been wanting to find Confess at a used bookstore, but I haven't yet. So that's the one I really want to read because the synopsis of that sounds the most interesting to me. But I'm not sure when I read this. I think I'm gonna put it, I'll put it on top because I don't have any, I think all these are like more mysterious books on top. The next book we have is The Glass Castle by Jeanette Walls. I have read this book before, and oh my gosh, y'all, when I say I love this book, I love it so much. I had to read this in high school for a class, and I just, this, it's a memoir, which I love memoirs. They're just, oh my gosh, I don't even have words about this book. Just some of the, like, a few specific things that she went through, especially with some, like, family relationships and stuff. It resonated with me so much. And so for that reason, I had lent it to a guy at the time. He didn't ever give it back to me. So anyways, that was back a couple years ago. But I have been wanting the book back ever since then, but I was like not about to text him years later and be like, hey, do you still have my book? So I just bought it again. Because I really, really want this on my shelves, and I honestly really want to reread it. Like, it's been, I think, 4 years since I read it now, 3 to 4 years, and I just really, I love this book, and if I could recommend any memoir, it would be this. I put this on my second shelf because I guess this wouldn't really be considered TBR because I've already read it, but I want to reread it because I would love to revisit this book. And it's also really short. Like, you could read this so fast, and guys, read this book. That's, if you take anything from this video, read this book. Next one I have is Little Fires Everywhere. This is the ugly Hulu TV series cover. It seems like it's like a neighborhood where everybody kind of is the same, like cookie cutter, perfect lives, and then a person moves in and is very different. I don't really know where it goes from there. Probably will read this pretty soon. Put it on the top rack for now. The next book I have is Miss Peregrine, or Miss Peregrine? Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. Peculiar. Guys, peculiar children. I know how to talk. I've been talking to a camera for too long. Anyways, I don't know 100% what this is about, but I think it's like an orphanage for children who have superpowers. So it has like pictures in it, which I find really interesting. Let me find one. Like, that looks a little creepy, I'm not gonna lie. So I don't know like 100% what this is about, but it looks a little scary. I don't know, we shall see. I'll probably read this not super soon. So I think I'm gonna put it on the second one because I do want to read it, but part of me like wants to wait till Halloween to read it, which is really far away. Like, it's the day after Christmas, so I need to probably not be planning books to read next Halloween because I can't even read the books that I set myself to read now. But yeah, anyways, next book is Tigers in Red Weather. I have never heard of this book being suggested online, or I've never even heard of it before. I basically went into the used bookstore over the summer and I was like, I'm just gonna go walk around and see what I see. And I saw this and it looked intriguing to me. The Goodreads reviews were like okay, which probably should have told me not to buy it, but something about the cover, it just looked really cool to me. Like, it says Nick and her cousin Helena, so two girls, grew up in a privileged world. After the Second World War, they're on the cusp of starting their real lives. But soon Helena's husband Avery is not the man he seemed to be, while Nick's husband Hughes has grown distant and cold. So it just seems kind of like a family drama saga. Sounds interesting. I do want to read it, but I feel like it's kind of a summer book. I mean, maybe it's just the cover. Looks like they're on the beach. So I think I'm going to save this. It's going to go on the bottom rack. But it sounds interesting. Honestly, reading the thing now, the synopsis now, makes me want to read this sooner. But I just like don't think I will. So I'm going to put it on the bottom for now. But we'll see. I might get around to this sooner. And the very last book is The Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires. I've heard good and bad things about this. I think Haley Pham, I'm sure you guys watch her if you watch BookTube. I think that she might have said she didn't like this, and I usually like really trust her reviews, but I think she said it was just like a little gory for her, which kind of makes me be like, I don't know if I want to read it because I don't like gore, but she reviewed it like after I bought it, so obviously, you know, it's already here, I'm gonna read it now. I've read the first like page or two, I think, and it seemed really intriguing to me. I believe it's just about like some moms maybe that do some sketchy things / are vampires. Not really sure. Well, I guess they wouldn't be vampires, they'd be slaying vampires. I don't really know what it's about. I think it's about vampires and moms. It's gonna go on the bottom for now. Probably gonna read this like next fall. So, that is everything in my TBR cart. I'm gonna give you guys like a little tour of it. I think I might move some things around. I'll do a little voiceover and explain everything.
Alright, you guys, here's the finished product, and there's my sister's cat there. So I ended up only using 2 shelves actually, because I know my sister's cat is gonna want to sleep on this cart because she is a menace. So I left the bottom rack open for her to curl up on because she chooses the most uncomfortable places to sleep. And so I have my current TBR on top. Like I said, the monthly stuff, there's some bookmarks and a cute light. And the second shelf is going to be for later on TBRs as well as my Kindle. And that's it. I really hope you guys enjoyed watching, and there'll be more videos for me to come soon. Thanks.